So you're a real estate agent and you want to know what social media platform is best for realtors to be able to generate leads and actually close business. In this video, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on all of these platforms and which one I've seen the most success with, considering I've used all of them to try and generate business. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Cody. I can't wait to share this information with you. I make tons of videos about everything you need to know if you're a real estate agent and how to grow your real estate business. So first up, we've got Facebook. Facebook is probably the first social media platform that comes to mind for most people out there. Facebook is an absolute beast. I think they have something like 2 billion active users every single month, and there's a lot of exposure for people on Facebook. Now, the hard thing about Facebook is it's hard to grow organically on the platform. You know, when it first came out, it was a little bit easier to be able to put out posts, make friend connections, and actually grow your network. However, Facebook is not really so much like that anymore. You really have to put in the time of connecting with people in your market, you know, going through the Facebook groups or the marketplace and trying to find people who are talking about buying or selling real estate and then reaching out to them. So that's one way you can do it with Facebook. Another way is to actually just keep in touch with your friends, your family, your contacts, and send them a message every once in a while, or just put a post out there talking about what you're doing in the real estate world. This is a great opportunity to balance a little bit of real estate work with your personal life as well, because people really want to see that personal side to you as a real estate agent. The other part that's great about Facebook is that Facebook is really good for ads. You know, if you're going to go out there and you're going to try to generate leads using Facebook ads, Facebook is probably one of the best platforms for that. However, the conversion rate is not that great. I spent years doing Facebook ads and had a lot of success with it, but it's pretty expensive and the conversion rate is not very great. So you spend a lot of time, calling leads, following up with them, just trying to get one deal. This can really wear on you when you do it year after year after year. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to Facebook. Next up, let's talk about Instagram. Instagram is another really popular social media platform owned by Facebook, if you didn't know. And Instagram is great for pictures and just sharing what's going on in your life. Again, a great opportunity for you to share pictures of your personal life as well as real estate, and hopefully get people who are interested in that to come and follow you. If you can position yourself in a unique spot where you can advertise something that's different about you, then you have an opportunity to grow on Instagram. More than anything though, when it comes to Instagram, I would probably use the Reels feature because that's going to give you the most exposure. It gives you a chance to grow organically, and it's bingeable content where somebody can go in there, watch all of your Reels throughout the day of what you're doing, and kind of really feel like they get to know you, right? These are little pictures or video clips that give people an idea of what you're doing throughout your day, whether it's from your personal stuff to the gym, to the office, to appointments, whatever it might be. It gives them a chance to kind of get to know you as a person and as a real estate professional. And on that note, that kind of leads me into the next social media platform, which is Snapchat. Now, Snapchat is very much like the Reels that we just talked about with Instagram, and I think this is a great way to get exposure, but I'm not quite so sure that it's going to be able to get you business in your local market. I don't know about you guys, but I've never generated a deal off of Snapchat. I've never experimented with their ads, but as far as just Snapchat, the platform, I don't know that it's the best platform out there for real estate professionals. Next up, we've got Twitter. You know, I don't know, guys. I don't really have much to say about Twitter because I don't think you're going to be able to sell real estate using Twitter. Now, there might be some people out there who are doing it, they're having success with it, but they're going to be really involved with Twitter. I'm not going to say that any platform is not going to work, but for most people, Twitter is not the place you want to be. It's mostly political content and just a bunch of random garbage on there that doesn't really mean anything, at least in my opinion. So if you're going to try and go all in on one of these platforms, Twitter is probably the last one that I personally would consider or recommend to somebody. So with that said, let's just move on. Now, as we jump into this next one, stick with me, guys, because we're going to cover a lot of really good topics. And as we get to the end of the video, we're going to talk about some social media platforms that you have to be using if you're a real estate agent in today's day and age. Next up, we've got LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great platform, and I think it's pretty common for business professionals to use LinkedIn on a regular basis. However, I'm not sure that many people use it as a social media platform. I could be wrong because I've never done this myself. I've gone on there and kind of looked at what different types of posts people put out there, but I don't know that people actually go and log on and take a look at LinkedIn just like they would with Facebook or Instagram, right? It's more of a business case scenario. So if you're working in commercial real estate, or let's say you're working with corporations or relocation companies, then LinkedIn might be something that's useful for you because the companies are going to want to see you in more of a professional manner, right? A corporate company is not going to go look at your, well, they might look at your Facebook page, but generally speaking, they're not going to look at your Facebook page to kind of figure out more about you. They're going to look at your LinkedIn profile in addition to everything else. So having a LinkedIn profile is good. However, going all in and doing LinkedIn ads and LinkedIn posting every single, day or whatever, I don't know that that's the right strategy. I think you could find some success with it, but your average home buyer, your average home seller out there is not looking at LinkedIn in order to buy or sell real estate. All right, next up, we're getting into some of these juicy ones. Next up, we got to talk about TikTok. TikTok is all the rage right now, and there are tons of people on it. I think the actual watch time or uploaded watch time has now exceeded what's on YouTube. We're going to talk about YouTube next, but before we get to that point, let's talk about TikTok. TikTok is great because it's bingeable content and a lot of people really like watching it. It's kind of what like Vine was back in the day, if you're old enough to remember what Vine was. Vine was huge and then it kind of just died out. TikTok is basically that same thing where you get a lot of bingeable meme type content, and it's great for going viral on something that's kind of funny or ironic, but I don't know how much real estate you're going to be able to sell based off of that because it has a nationwide or maybe even global reach as far as the audience is concerned, right? So if you put out some information about like, hey, here's what you need to know about XYZ city, you know, I don't know how many people in your city are going to watch that and then reach out to you and say, hey, I saw your TikTok, I want to buy a house. I personally don't think that that's super realistic when it comes to betting on that to be able to sell real estate using TikTok, but it's a great platform to be creative and kind of build yourself as a brand and as a following. The thing is with TikTok or any of these other social media platforms, if you can get your following big enough, you know, let's say you can get up to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers, you're going to get some indirect business just from that. So that can be something that can really benefit you in the long run. You might not sell a whole lot of real estate in the beginning, but if you can build a following, you're going to get your name out there and it's going to be easier to translate that into these other platforms. If you want to be on TikTok, it's a great way to grow yourself as a brand or as a person, but it's more in the sense of building a general real estate channel or following rather than specific to your market, whatever city you actually work in. Now, next up, we're going to talk about YouTube. YouTube is absolutely my favorite one, and I've had tons of success with it. Guys, I've closed over $600,000 in gross commission just from YouTube. So I have a lot to say about YouTube, and I want to share it with you. The cool thing, like I said just a minute ago, is that if you get a following on these other platforms that is big enough, you can push them over to your YouTube channel and be able to make a living, a really good living, off of your YouTube channel. That's what I would recommend doing. If you get a following on Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, try to push them to your YouTube channel where you're going to see massive success with growing that channel and getting people who are interested in your content. You can make money from ad revenue, but that's a whole nother story here. So let's talk a little bit about YouTube and how you can use it to grow your real estate business. So YouTube is great because it gives you the chance to really show off your expertise on your market specifically. I've used real estate to great success talking about my own local area and what it's like to live here. A lot of people who I work with are relocating from out of state, which is now better than it ever has been before because of the pandemic. A lot of people are moving across state lines and whatnot. So a lot of people are coming into my state and into other states as well. So this is a great way to grow your business and talk about what it's like to live in your area. You can see here on the screen that I've had tons of videos do tens of thousands of views from people who are interested in learning more about what it's like to live here in my local area. And the cool thing about this is that people actually want to watch this content. When it comes to Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok, those are short bingeable clips that people are watching and they basically look at it for maybe 5-10 seconds and then they scroll on to the next thing. However, on YouTube, I'm consistently getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of average watch time on all of my videos. This really gives people an opportunity to get to know who I am as a person, and when they contact me, 100% organic and free, when they contact me, they say, Cody, I feel like I already know you because I've watched so many of your YouTube videos. And that's why YouTube is so amazing when it comes to generating leads for your real estate business. Like I said, I've generated over $600,000 in gross commission over just the last 2 years using YouTube. The cool thing about this is that people reach out to me and it's 100% free and it's 100% organic. So considering all of these social media platforms, which one is best for you? Some of the things that I want you to ask yourself are, which one is going to get you the most bang for your buck? Which one is going to be the most passive? Which one is going to be a platform that you can maybe put a little bit of work in and it works for you? All of those questions are things that you need to ask yourself when it comes to deciding which platform is best for you as a real estate agent. I think that YouTube is obviously the #1 social media platform out there for real estate agents. #1, because it's easy to grow. #2, it's SEO friendly. And #3, it generates real business from people who are moving to your area or potentially already live in your area. In addition to that, it's also the best answer to all of the other questions that I just told you about, right? Which one gives me the most bang for my buck? Which one one is the most passive? Which one is going to generate the most leads for me? Hands down, YouTube has been the best platform out there, and that's why I'd recommend it to you as well. There's tons of information in the description box below if you want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel and reach out to me with any of your YouTube related questions. I would love to help you if you're interested in learning more about how to grow a YouTube channel or learning more about Real Broker, which is my brokerage. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.